Now let's dig a little deeper with exception handling, and in this video entitled Catching an Exception, I'm going to build on some of the things from the exception basics video. So if you haven't seen that one, you might want to go watch that and then come back. In that video we built this bit of code right here, which is just a basic try-catch deal. Now notice with that one, and when I run this, as long as I put an integer in here, everything's okay, but as soon as I put text in, it says only numbers please. And I don't really know what error was thrown necessarily. Well, as it happens, we can make one little change right here and take care of that. There are exception classes out there that can be loaded for us that we can use to handle these exceptions that happen and report them. One of the things, there's two common properties. There's a number of different exceptions out there that we can deal with, and I want to show you how to deal with those. First of all, next to catch, let's open a parentheses and let's say exception. We're creating a variable called EX, and it is built off of the class exception. And we're going to change our message box here. And we're going to say an error has occurred. And then we want to actually, I'll show you a little trick here. We want to kick it down to another line. And so we're going to open our quotes. We're going to concatenate, open our quotes, and we're going to put a \n and a \n to go down 2 lines. Come on, take that out of there. \n, and we will put those in as literals. And then we just want to keep adding. We want to keep going here. And so got a slight problem here. I can hear some of you guys yelling at me, okay? And so what we want to do here is put EX dot, and notice we have a number of things. You have message, source, toString, and so forth, but we'll just take message. Got that? So we're saying an error has occurred, and then we're going to kick out 2 lines, then we're going to actually put the message. So let's run this and see if I fat-fingered anything. And so now again we tried. If we put an integer in, everything is cool. But if I put a letter in there and hit it, notice it says an error has occurred, and then there's the error message. Input string was not in a correct format. Now this gives me an idea of how to respond to this and what to do with it. And I can ask the user, did it say what error has occurred, right? And I can go in here and make this a little bit easier to understand. An error has occurred. The error message is, and now when I run it, and I can put some data in there, it says an error has occurred, the error message is. And I can put stuff in here about reporting it to your administrator. A really cool trick is right here to write this error message into a database and grab the user who's logged in, running the program, and all kind of stuff. But that's a whole nother issue outside this course. But notice what's happening here. With the exception, we can grab this stuff and then we can read stuff from it to see exactly what that error was. Now that's some pretty cool stuff, and we can use that to make our programs very effective. We can make it very easy for the users to know exactly what's going on. And then I'll just go ahead and tell you there are a number of exception classes out there, and I will go through in the next video and we'll talk about some of the exception classes that are out there that you can grab right here, that you can look for certain messages, and when you catch them, show certain messages to the end user to help them. Because one of the things you want to do, if at all possible, number one is look for surprises in your code, for errors that happen. But then if you can give specific information to the end user to help them understand what they did wrong, you're actually training them in the process of using the program as to how to use it correctly, and you're also giving them specific information on how to correct the error that they just had. This can be really, really cool for your application. So Next up, I'll do kind of a PowerPoint based thing, and we'll talk about some of the exception classes that are out there that you can use. And you can come back and plug them into your example here and look at some of the different messages and different message boxes that you can throw up and let the user know exactly what's going on and how to correct it. One of the things that I could have done, obviously right here, is concatenate it again and put a couple of new lines in and had it show the error, and then under it say, please only put numbers in the text box and you won't receive this error. Make it as simple, I hate to say dumb it down, but make it as simple as you can for your end users to understand what to do. So that's a lot of the purpose. That's the whole purpose of this, is to make sure that we don't generate errors that we don't catch and break our program, and to provide useful messages to our end users and give them a chance to handle these without breaking the program.